Let's talk about how to make big things happen by doing small things. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Zack Applewhite. I'm a marketer in the tabletop gaming space, and I have a lot of experience with this, and I want to share it with you. So let's take a big idea, like a board game or a book or an app. Your board game has metal coins and fancy tokens and a lot of really cool components to it. It's going to cost like $10,000 to $50,000 in a Kickstarter to get funded, fulfilled, delivered, everything, and maybe you'll make a profit. You also have a book. It's very fancy. It's got gold edging everywhere, sprayed edges everywhere. It's nuts. It's awesome. It's going to cost you, let's say, $5,000 to $10,000 in a Kickstarter funding goal to make happen. Then you have an app. It's an app that's based around getting people into concerts and events and connecting people with opportunities in those events, in those concerts or whatever. And that's going to cost you, let's say, $25,000 to $50,000 to get the beta out there. These are the kinds of ideas I see all the time, and they're awesome. They're born from really passionate, creative people who fully intend to make these things happen. The problem is that they don't have the time, the resources, or the experience to execute on these. So oftentimes they'll fail, and I'm talking like 80% of them will fail. And the problem with that is that of the 80% that fail, only like 20% will try again. And that's the number one thing I'm trying to fight with this video. What I'm proposing is to not try and build the castle all at once. What I'm proposing is to build it one brick at a time. To take the big idea, pull a small idea out of it, and make the small idea happen. Stack the small ideas up until you have a castle. I'll give you an example. For that board game, you probably have an element in that board game that can all on its own be a card game. Card game is a lot cheaper to produce, a lot cheaper to ship, and it will only cost you, let's say, $2,500 in a Kickstarter instead of the $10,000 to $50,000. For the book, make all of those big fancy things add-ons or stretch goals or something that can be paid for in addition to the funding of the main paperback of what you're trying to put out in the world. Now you've taken that to only a $1,000 funding goal potentially. And maybe before launching a huge app that's going to take a ton of money and a lot of things to work through, maybe launch a small app that does one mechanic of the bigger app. Maybe just put on a concert rather than trying to get everybody interested in concerts first. Learn how to market to that crowd. And that's where the strategy really kicks in. It's not about giving up on the big idea. It's about building a pillar to it and building yourself the operational, the marketing, the experience that you need to execute on that big idea. And while you're doing it, those smaller projects have the opportunity to generate revenue and profit for you that you can use as seed money so that when you do go for the big thing, you're doing it with a built-in audience and with less risk. I'll also say from experience that those bigger projects take up a bigger chunk of your life, and that this kind of micro, take it bit by bit so that you're ready to launch the big thing, allows you to do the building, the groundwork, without completely sapping away major parts of your life that the bigger thing is going to require you to sacrifice. The other great thing about this kind of strategy is that it drastically lowers the barrier of entry. Now, you can make things happen without having to raise an ungodly amount of money, because what a lot of those major Kickstarters don't tell you is that a lot of them aren't profitable. A lot of them spend 10 to 20% of their funding ahead of time in advertising. So in order to launch a $100,000 campaign, most people believe and do plan for and execute on having $10,000 to begin with just in advertising. Forget the cost of all the development and betas and art and all the other investment that might have to go into that. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, hit me in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them for you. And until next time, have an awesome day.